Every single day, you are constantly paying people and making them rich. Did you know that anytime you buy MTN credit or MTN data, you are literally paying MTN? Anytime you buy Pepsodent, you are paying Unilever. Anytime that you buy Key Soap, you are paying Unilever. Anytime you buy Alvaro, you are paying Guinness Ghana. But what if you could flip the switch? What if you could turn it around? What if instead of you paying MTN, anytime your neighbor somewhere in Medina buys data, you get a share? Anytime somebody else somewhere buys Alvaro, you benefit, right? You know that you could switch from being a consumer to becoming an owner. And today, I'm going to show you the simple 3-step process on how you can switch from being just a consumer, from the normal everyday products that you consume and you use every day, to being an owner of these products. And so if you like this kind of content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know what your views are, whether you agree or disagree, and then we can have a more interesting discussion. Now let's jump straight into the video. Now let me give an example, a scenario to illustrate what I'm talking about. Now keep this in mind. Now about 3 years ago, if you had bought MTN shares, it was around 1 CD and some pesos. Now the share price in 2025 is around 4 CD 51 pesos at the time of shooting this video. Sorry, 4 CD 41 pesos at the time of shooting this video. Now if you had bought 10,000 shares of MTN about 3 years ago, now it's going to be around 40,000 CDs. I mean, and there'll be a little bit of approximation. Now think about it. This is just money you would have made. I didn't even include dividends in this calculation. This is just pure capital gains, right? So you can imagine how much you'd have made. So the more you'd have put in, the more you'd have earned. But think about it. How much money have you spent on data over this period? Like almost everybody buys data regularly because of the internet. You spend a lot of time using data. Think about the amount of money that you could have rather invested if you're also investing in the same company you are buying their data. Right, so now let's go to the 3-step process. Now, before I begin the 3-step process, keep this in mind. The first thing is this is not financial advice. Make sure to consult a licensed financial advisor before you begin buying shares. So let's continue. Now, the first process is that we're going to identify the companies that you consume regularly. Now, I'm going to give you 6 examples of these companies, so stay tuned. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is Guinness Ghana. Now, for Guinness Ghana, you know they produce Star Beer. But apart from Star Beer, they produce Alvaro, they produce Guinness Malt, that's a popular Guinness Malt that we all know. Now, these companies, I'm going to talk about all these 6 companies. The great thing about them is that they are listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, right? Because they're listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, that's what allows us to own their shares. Okay, now because you can own their shares, you not just be a consumer of their products, you will also become an owner of their products. And so when you become an owner, you can participate in what we call capital gains and you participate in what we call dividends. Capital gains means that you buy the share at a particular price, maybe if it's 1 CD, and now the shares increase to 4 CDs. And so your capital gain is 3 CDs. That is basically your profits, the kind of what you have gained on the capital you put into the shares. Okay, now for the dividends, it's a percentage you get for owning the shares. And so at some point in time in the year, the company will announce, okay, I'm going to give a dividends maybe 1 CD per share. So if you have 10,000 shares, then you get 10,000 CDs. You have 20,000 shares, you get 20,000 CDs. I mean, that is the calculation that usually comes around with shares. That's how you make money from shares. Okay, so let's go to the second company. The second company is MTN Ghana. How do you use MTN Ghana? Data, credit, you buy their routers. I mean, you use MTN Ghana in so many ways. Now let's go to the third one. That is Unilever. Most people don't know that there are Pepsodents that they use, their Key Soap, Leptane, Blue Band. It's all from one company, and that company is Unilever Ghana. They are into a lot of lifestyle products. I mean, they make so many products that we use as Ghanaians is made by them. Now let's go a bit into the financial sector. Now let's talk about banks. Now the banks, GCB is a strong, stable bank in our market. We all know GCB, what they stand for. You can see their branches literally almost everywhere. Now, another company we want to talk about is Cowbank. Cowbank is a fully owned Ghanaian bank, which is giving us strong growth and strong returns in the financial industry. Now, the last company is one of almost everybody's favorites, and that company is Fan Milk Ghana Limited. I mean, we all know Fan Milk Ghana Limited. When we see the guys, pushing their carts around. They make fan milk, they make fan yogo, Fun Nice. I mean, you know them. You see their products in a lot of stores. You see people pushing their products. They're literally almost everywhere in their country. And so these 6 companies are listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, giving you the opportunity to own their shares today. Yes, you can own their shares today just after watching this video. Now, somebody may ask, how do I own the shares? Now, that's what takes us to step 2 of the process. Now, step 2 is how to own the shares. Now, in order to own shares or to buy shares, which are listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, you need what we call a broker. Now, a broker is an intermediary that helps you to buy and sell shares listed on a stock exchange. And so in Ghana, we have what we call licensed daily members on the Ghana Stock Exchange, which are basically the brokers, which are allowed to buy and sell shares. There are a lot of them. And so I'm not going to be able to mention all in today's video because that's not the purpose of the video. But I actually have a video that talks about licensed daily members on the Ghana Stock Exchange. I want to leave you a link in the description that takes you to the official Ghana Stock Exchange site where you can check for the list of the licensed daily members yourself. Okay, now I'm going to mention just a few examples. So we have IC Securities, we have Databound Brokerage, we have UMB Securities, we have there are a number of them and they exist. So just go to the description and look for that link, click on it. You will see the list of the licensed daily members of the Ghana Stock Exchange and you can check them out and then start dealing with them. Now when you go to these people, they will basically ask you for your Ghana card, proof of address, and then the usual information that you are asked when you want to open any financial accounts. And when they are done, they'll give you a CSD account. Now, the CSD account, that allows you to start buying and selling stocks. Now, don't forget to go with your deposits. Try and put in as much money as you can handle. Remember that buying and selling stocks and investing in stocks is not like buying and investing in things like mutual funds and treasury bills. You can lose your capital when it comes to stock trading if you sell at the wrong time. And so because of that, that is why I decided I'm going to give 50% off my consultation for anybody that wants to learn how to invest in the stock market. If you want to book a video call with me so I can guide you through the process, through all the nitty-gritties, anything that you need to know to become an experienced stockbroker, not a stockbroker, but a stock investor, then you can click on the link in the description and then I will attend to you. So let's continue the video. I'm going to the 3rd step. Now, for my Gen Z guys who don't like to go to financial institutions and like to do everything on their phone, I have 2 apps you can use. Now, the first app is a Blackstar app, which is owned by Blackstar Brokerage. You can use this app, check out their logo. You can use this app to buy and sell shares or stocks listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Now, you can do the same with the IC Wealth app, which is owned by IC Securities. Allows you to achieve the same goal. So for those guys who don't like going to the bank, you don't want to go to a brokerage firm, you feel like it's too stressful for you, use these apps and you'll be fine. So how do you buy your first stock? After you have gone through the process of finding your broker and then you want to buy your first stock, it's very simple. I've showed you that if you are going to go to the financial institution in person, I'll give you the example. Now, if you want to use the apps, you need to deposit some money on the account. You can usually do that using Momo. So after you open the account, you create your Momo account and you deposit some money, maybe like 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis, 100 cedis, 200 cedis. Then they will ask you which stock you want to buy. Don't just choose a stock based on the companies that you consume frequently, right? Don't just say, okay, I drink Alvaro, so I'm going to buy Guinness Ghana. No. You have to do a proper research. Understand how much profit the company is making per year. Understand where their share price used to be a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Don't just get up and just buy stocks because everybody is buying stocks. No, do a proper systemized research to understand the risks involved in stock trading. That is where you'll be able to make a substantial profit, a huge profit. That's going to shock you. Okay? Now, don't forget that stock trading can be risky, but that is why you can also have high risk, high reward. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. See you next time.